Hi everyone, welcome to your weekly Twin Flame True Love Unconditional Love reading to share 3 messages from the more in-depth reading over on Vimeo, which is a part 2 continuation from the reading from last week. There was a huge shift in energy last week. It's still happening, it's still carrying on. For a few people, there was like a crest of a wave, and for a few people that wave is still to come. And so that is there. But yes, some other messages from that reading. So the card on the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Wands. So this is about stepping out of your comfort zone. And the big message was that many are experiencing aspects of themselves that are new, that are different, that may feel very alien, and they may be unsure about, that they are being. And they have been, or action that they have taken last week that may have made them feel vulnerable. There is a sense of vulnerability, but it's in being your true self, a truer self. There are aspects of you that have been neglected, aspects of you that want to be explored, that want to be shown. It's wands, it's passion, it's fire, it's exploration. The Nine of Wands, a continuation from the Eight of Wands, the action to be taken, Cupid's arrow. The crowning energy I wanted to share was the Six of Pentacles. This is about business, this is about give and take, but the strong message was and is to give. To give in order to receive. It's the same energy, giving and receiving, two sides of the same coin, but a very, very strong message to give. It was Thanksgiving week and it's still to carry on. If you would like to receive more, give more of everything. Spend more. Spend more money, spend more time. Spend more focus. Spend more commitment. Just keep giving. Outcome card was interesting. This Seven of Swords energy is very interesting. So, mostly this week it's about how do we deal with the fact that we can't get away from this. We love, or we basically learn to live in love, or we don't live very well. You gotta live in love. You gotta live in true love, or this is not gonna be an interesting ride. Well, it will be an interesting ride. It won't necessarily be a smooth ride. Love is the smoothest ride through this. And again, these swords, it's that thought isn't gonna help us this week. But as I said, this reading, a continuation of last week's reading. It's a part 2. It's part 2. So give it a go. Forgot to say thank you for being here. Personally experiencing quite a lot of change. Just in terms of my life experience on a day-to-day level, I'm moving around a lot into different spaces, different atmospheres, different people, very much being used. This is a transitionary period, and I'm here to support in that transition. This is what these readings are about. Use me, lean on me. I appreciate your being here with me, helping me to be of support. And I appreciate it, because this feels good to me. This feels good to me, and I thank you for being here, for being open to receiving. This is really what this is about. Being open to receive and understanding that you're giving by receiving as well. It's very, very important to understand that. Takes people a long time to understand that. The gift of receiving. It's huge. Right, let's move on to the Rumi. I'm excited for the Rumi this week. I think this is going to be powerful. Might be able to hear the rain on the roof here. Take this time for you. Really, really take this as a bit of a meditation. These are very, very powerful cards. I love them. The Alana Fairchild Rumi Oracle. I'm sure people that followed me have followed me for a while know that. If you're new, welcome. Do subscribe. You will get access to things as they come. I may upload videos randomly at the moment. They are weekly, they are monthly. There have been mid-months. There's a mid-month. I will put a link to that. Let's pull the Rumi. Okay, this one. Beautiful. Okay, powerful number. I love this number. Number 22, the lion and the deer. So as usual, I will read from the Oracle Guidebook. Please take this time to take a few deep breaths. Close your eyes if you are able, if it makes sense. Allow this to really wash through you. Maybe the mind won't really be able to comprehend this, but the knowing beyond what can be known with the mind can hear sometimes better. So it might just be about letting go of what we think we know and allowing ourselves to perceive from the sense beyond the five senses. So number 22, the lion and the deer. When you enter the garden of the heart, you become fragrant like the rose. When you fly toward heaven, you become graceful like the angel. If you get burned like oil, you become brilliant. When you become thin like hair in yearning, your joy leads the way. You'll be the kingdom and the king. You'll be paradise and the guardian angel. You'll be infidelity and you'll be faith. You'll be the lion and you'll be the deer. You are the lion and the deer. You are bold, fierce and vibrant, and you are silent, sweet and gentle. If I should come to you in arrogance, you roar at me until my falsehood quakes in fear, so terrified it gives up the game and love's conquest happens yet again. If I should come to you in surrendered adoration, open to whatever you may wish, you are so gentle with me. Like a deer, you offer me nothing to fear or resist, so that I too become sweet and gentle, longing to submit to your tender ministrations. So then I do not fear my own errors, for even if I stumble into arrogance, I shall be made wiser by your magnificent roar and become humble. Even if I become weak, I shall draw succor, evoking the tenderness in you. Whatever is needed to keep me true to love, is what you give me. For you are the holy lion, proud and mighty, and the sweet deer, gentle as the mildest breezes of spring. Hello, my old friend. Do you remember me? We are the oldest of friends. Ancient soulmates we are, acquainted over many lifetimes past, and through many lessons learned together in the school of love. So here we meet again, in this advanced spiritual training of the human experience with the earth as our classroom. The moment is upon us to leave behind what we have once known and to open up to the great mystery of life again. Our souls leapt from the divine oneness through the river of forgetfulness and now dive into a body and a life. What a journey that leap begins. Let us embark on the studious adventure together. Let us honour the tiger and the lamb within each other, the lion and the deer. I can witness in you both the raging warrior who fights with unbreakable honour and the healer who brings together those things torn apart. Of course, for are we not all things? Are we not human and angel, animal and spirit? Are we not heaven and earth? Are we not divine? And in being divine, being all things are divine. So we are here together in the school of love, not for the soul who still adheres to preference instead of curiosity, not for the soul who craves comfort instead of devotion to divine adventure. We must be like lovers, you and I, if we are to take these lessons. We must be willing to become mad with passion, crazy enough to chase the great beloved, even if it means forgetting who we are for a time, to have the sacred delight of rediscovery, breaking some rules and looking like fools. Well, what could be greater than becoming a fool for love? That will do for us. That will do well. Let us be fools for love together. So shall we become study mates? We'll recognize each other, even in all our varied garbs, bright or somber, wild or gentle. We'll become the most enthusiastic students in the school of love, urging each other on to ever greater feats of passion and devotion, how we shall outdo each other in grand gestures and our unwavering commitment. This oracle brings you a special message. You are rediscovering a part of yourself that has been lost or submerged underneath more practical concerns. Of course, if practicality is about survival, then learning to be your true self is most essential and practical. All other paths lead to death of the soul. You are asked to bear the chaos of this rediscovery. It may be that talents from this or other lifetimes are reawakened and cause you some discomfort at first, even though they will ultimately bring joy and greater fulfillment. The discomfort may be around how those talents are best expressed, about overcoming shame, guilt, doubt, or other judgments. It may even be about who you are, if you now admit your talent or other emerging personality traits. Perhaps what is being unearthed in you now is darker, your sacred rage, refusal to accept disrespect in your life, your inability to tolerate lies and deceptions. Well then, you are the lion and the deer. That is nature. There is to be both in the world. You are not becoming contradictory or hypocritical. You are becoming whole. The guidance this oracle brings you is that you shall prosper most now if you are willing to unbecome what you have believed yourself to be. It was never really true anyway, that view. It was partial at best, and just a view, an identity, not a genuine reality. Some of your previous sense of self shall likely come with this transition into the fuller experience of your being, and some of that previous identity shall be shed as far too limiting. It just won't feel true for you anymore, if it ever did. Any crisis or confusion this brings shall be temporary fuel to ignite the divine fires within. They simmer into life, cooking you from within, bringing all of your flavors, spicy and sweet, bitter and sour, into perfect balance so that your being, your presence, becomes an exquisite dish served up as a divine feast. You shall become nourishment for the world in perfect balance. Your being will hold all, for it holds all within it. It will deny nothing and become a tonic to feed every taste, every appetite, every hunger, and every deficiency. What an extraordinary, sublime meal you shall be, how your presence shall nourish the world. And it all begins with shedding the either and the or, and recognizing the all. With such wild permission for unconditional love, you shall thrive in your beingness and feed the hungry world with a meal complete, satisfying, and exquisite. Sit quietly for a few moments. Rumi, who loves me unconditionally, bear witness to my declaration now. I honor the spiritual maturity within me that bestows upon my consciousness this sacred task. I have accepted the fundamental goodness of my being and can now cast aside all notions held of myself and inquire into my wholeness. What nestles alongside this goodness? All, of course. I am unafraid. I honor my heart, and it is big enough to hold all my nature within its graceful light. I witness my darkness with compassion, and I become able to dance with all of my being, light and dark, in graceful acknowledgement of my divine wholeness. The gentle acceptance of all of me now brings me peace. This acceptance allows the divine to live fully through me as a vessel for the great mysterious plan unfolding upon the earth. With reverence, grace, and surrender, so be it. Gaze upon the image upon the card. Notice the colours, the interplay of light and dark that create the one beautiful image. This represents you. All light and all dark would have no art at all remaining, only extremes. It is in the interplay of light and dark that enables the living art in progress, your soul, to come most fully to life. When you are ready, simply say, thank you. And this has to be the most powerful message of this work for me, because this really is about the integration of the masculine, the feminine, the dark, the light, the positive, the negative, as perceptions, as two sides of the same coin. This is what's happening now. This is why these readings are important. It's not about neglecting either, and it's about understanding each other in these energies. It's about understanding the feminine, understanding the masculine. It's not a fight. It's an integration. The link to the Vimeo is below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for receiving. I love you incredibly. I'll see you again very, very soon.